one of the biggest tropes in quote unquote black culture is the you know how many people died so you have the right to vote. I mean, it is such a meme that in the South Park episode, which featured the douche sandwich versus no, the turd sandwich versus the douchebag. That's one of the arguments that Stan's mom threw at him. Do you know how many people died so you could have the right to vote? And it's my goodness. We got this article coming to us from USA Today, and it's in their opinion section, but it's an opinion that has permeated, you know, American culture, but particularly quote unquote black American culture to a point where I feel like I am in a position to disagree, and I really do. African Americans fought, bled, and died so we could vote. Shame on us if we don't. Of course, this is written by Vita Morgan. And she's from the Louisville Courier Journal. When I look back at the sacrifice of so many people who battled for the right to vote, I know I owe it to them to cast my ballot each election day. And guess what? I'm telling y'all guys, this gets hammered into us from the moment where we can conceptualize these things. Your parents take you. It's just, oh, we gotta vote. Oh, we gotta vote. Oh, we gotta vote. And well, I dissent, right? I believe that everyone fought, bled, and died so we could choose. We could choose what we wanted to vote for, who we wanted to vote for. And if no one, if no one earns our vote, then why should we? Right? I mean, and by our vote, I'm not talking about, the revolt summits or the celebrities and the entertainment industry that everybody else leans on. I'm talking about like the legitimate communities, the municipalities, and the people within them. It's one of the reasons why I am so heavily against identity politics. I'm more about geographical top politics. That's my thing, at least. Let's get into this article. Every election day since my son was 7 years old, I've taken him with me to vote. And every year I've given him the speech. Every parent, like I'm telling you, if you don't pass the paper bag test, then yeah, you've heard this time and time again. Son, your ancestors fought, bled, and died so you would have the right to vote. Don't let their suffering be in vain. Oh, okay, lineage check first. I mean, we'll see. Every year, I get choked up. I can't give the speech without looking back, without thinking about the beatings, the bloodshed, and the sting of the tear gas. I can't give the speech without imagining what it must have been like to fight for so many years for basic, fundamental right to be recognized as a human being, to have a voice. Golly, this is very, you can kind of tell that a chick wrote this or somebody with a feminine mindset because, oh, I can think back. But that's the thing. When you sit there and think back to all that bloodshed, right? All that tear gas and all the ass whoopings that they took. The deal is that in often cases, it was about voting in a certain direction, right? I mean, how do you think Chicago became so deeply blue? Man, when I was out there, like they was talking about they would to what was that, like 2014 2015, they were still talking about the beatings people would get at the ballot box. So yeah, this is it's not just with more, in most cases, not just about that you vote, is that you vote in line with what I want you to vote for, and that's disingenuous. And so when people sit there and scream, oh yeah, you gotta vote, but you gotta vote for my guy, then it's like, okay, well, you don't really want me to vote then, because I'm probably not gonna vote for your guy. I can't look back without remembering the words of abolitionist leader Frederick Douglass in his 1865 speech to the Massachusetts Anti-Slavery Society. If we know nothing to be hung, if we know enough to be hung, we know enough to vote. If the Negro knows enough to pay taxes to support the government, he knows enough to vote. If he knows enough to shoulder a musket and fight for the flag, fight for the government, he knows enough to vote. There you go. But what year was this? 1865? Cool. We live in 2019 now, and the battle lines have been clearly drawn and clearly defined. And probably by the end of the day, I'm going to do a video on that conservative cat fight that's going on right now. It is hilarious. I can't look back without knowing that even after the 15th Amendment was ratified in 1870, granting African American men the right to vote, their voices were silenced by racist poll taxes and literacy tests in groups like the KKK that terrorized and took their lives if they even dared to cast a ballot. I can't look back without seeing the brutal attacks of Bloody Sunday, when African Americans marching for voting protections were attacked with tear gas, beaten with billy clubs, and trampled by police on horseback during a peaceful march that started in Selma, Alabama on March 1965. Just 5 months later, President Lyndon Johnson signed the Voting Rights Act, which outlawed literacy tests, poll taxes, and other discriminatory barriers used to keep African Americans from voting. Now, I kind of think we should pull that back. Because all you now need is a mob of morons and you can get your way. You owe it to the next generation. Today, the descendants of those who fought for the vote face a more subtle attack on their rights. I gotta say, no, you don't. No, you don't. No, they don't. Would you like to know why? Because the areas in the municipalities that they occupy, right? Okay, stop that, USA Today. The municipalities that they occupy are generally blue. You know, they're generally Democrat. What is he, Democrat? Okay, I'll vote for him. I've literally heard that at doors in these areas. Okay, I've canvassed these areas. I've knocked on doors all over particularly this state, but all over the country. And I gotta say, is it a Democrat? All right, cool. I'm telling you, that's a thing. So, yeah, trust me, they go out, they vote, and they vote for people who want to use and abuse them. I mean, it doesn't just matter that you vote. It matters that you vote for something, right? Not just, oh, well, I like this person, so I want to get them. No, you got to vote for policy. You got to vote for, vote based on policy, not particularly popularity. And trust me, that's just not the case. I mean, most people are just pulling the same name over and over and over and over and over again, and then wondering why things don't get better. States are purging registration rolls and passing voter suppression laws that restrict early voting, limit forms of acceptable identification, as is the shameful case in Kentucky, block people with felony convictions from regaining, my goodness, Jay, their right to vote, even after they have paid their penalty for their crimes. We owe it to the next generation to continue the battle, just as we owe it to the ones who came before us and cleared the path. But that's the thing, you were walking a cleared path, darling. A path watered with tears and covered with innocent blood. We owe it to them to make sure our voices are never silenced. That laws restricting the basic right to vote and threatening our democracy aren't allowed to stand. And the deal is that, how about a basic right to a decent quality of life, which a lot of laws and policies have ultimately destroyed. But no, you want to sit here and keep ringing the same bell over and over again. I mean, tale is old this time. This has just been going on for forever. Y'all keep singing the same damn song. We owe it to them to impress upon the next generation of importance for exercising their right to vote, for better policies and better legislation, and for freedom, not security. Because when you exchange freedoms for security, you end up with neither. As a woman, okay, we're done. I think we're done here. Hold on. Shame on you too. Yeah, we're done here. Should I finish the as a woman part? Or is this video going on long enough? As a woman, I am also indebted to the many women and men who have battled for more than 70 years to give women the right to vote. In the face of injustice, countless courageous women picketed the White House, marched for miles, gave stirring speeches. Okay, so this is all just about, oh man, I gotta remind you of how terrible it used to be, and now I thusly deserve victim points now. Sorry, Vita, I'm not beat. I'm just not beat. This is no. Look, you vote for if you vote for a policy, you stop voting for the person. Stop voting for one very specific thing. Vote for policies, man. I mean, seriously, we have a governor here in New Jersey, right, who said, well, if you're a one issue voter and taxes is your thing, then, you can dip. Whoa, my guy. You're talking to the taxpayers. You're talking to the people that's kicking out. That's going to have to deal with this nonsense. And so, with that being said, we're going to bring it to an end. All the internet stuff. If you like it, toss it a like, dislike, go ahead, do that too. Nobody's scared of you. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice and you want to get videos like this every single day. Share, because sharing is caring. And YouTube and BitChute. I'm like, come on, guys. Come on. And speak. Let me know. What do you think in the comments? Am I wrong for feeling this way? That's the thing. My comments are always open. If you think I'm wrong, don't just hit the dislike. Let me know why. By all means, fill me in. Tell me how, oh my goodness, just voting has really helped the descendants of American slavery. I mean, because we've just voted for trash people. And there's been a 900% increase in, elected officials of color. So what have we got as a collective? What have we benefited? Please, anybody. That's what my comments are for. Until the next one.